Hello, I'm Graham Horton and welcome to this video. Today I've got another product review for you, and this is for a V-mount DTAP battery. See it here on the desktop. And first of all, what is a DTAP battery? Now, the V-mount battery is a battery that was developed by Sony and has got this traditional V-mount on the side of it, and which slides into the mount of your video equipment. So it provides a full power 14 volts output up to something like 8 amps. Some of these devices have auxiliary outputs, and this one here has got PD output, so you can actually use it for powering laptops or smartphones. But essentially it has this DTAP output on the side. Now, the DTAP is a full 14 volt output from the battery, and it's used to provide power to peripheral equipment. The one I'm reviewing today is by the company Neewer, and it again is a V-mount battery with a lot more features than your standard V-mount. That's why I was interested in doing this review for you. Well, first of all, if you have a look at the specifications for this, it is a 99 watt battery, so it's just within the specification for carry-on luggage, which is the 100 watt hour limit for these batteries. So this is a 99 watt hour battery, which is just within that specification. You can see the output here is 14.5 volts and is derived from a 6800 milliamp hour battery. The DTAP output is 14.5, but as you'll see, we have other outputs available to you. So let's just have a look at this product in a little bit more detail. If we unbox it, we get the instruction manual here in this little sleeve. I'll just unbox that for you. Got all the instructions and specifications in this little brochure. There's a little warning chart here that's telling you that the outputs on the top of the device are 12 volts and 8 volts. But to differentiate the two devices, there are different size of plugs on the output. One is a 5.5 by 2.5, which is the high voltage one, and the other is 5.5 by 2.1, which is the 8 volt output, which can be used to run dummy batteries in DSLR cameras, etc. So this is the battery itself. You'll also get in the bottom of it a DTAP male to DTAP female device, so you can connect this to your peripherals. If we just have a look at the device itself, you can see it measures 7 centimeters wide. It is 11.1 centimeters long and is 5.6 centimeters deep. Weighs 590 grams, so it's quite a heavy device, but there are a lot of lithium-ion batteries inside this unit to provide the power. On the front of this device we have a OLED display and a power on-off button. So if I just press and hold that for a second or so, it brings up a display here and it gives you all the current output voltages. So the battery itself is currently at 16.5 volts. The 8 volts is there, the 12 volts there, USB-A and USB-C. It's not taking any current, so it doesn't display any voltage. On the top of the device we have our two outputs. The 8 volts, which is the 5.5 by 2.1 millimeter plug, and the other one is the 12 volts, which is 5.5 by 2.5. So they will be differentiated and you can't get them mistaken. So the 2.1, which is the smaller 8 volt supply, won't plug into the 12 volt socket. Typically you'll be using 12 volts on this device to power things like monitors. So here's an Andy Cine device which is powered from 12 volts. So if I just plug that 12 volts into there, and turn on the monitor. So if we look at the display now, we can see that the battery voltage is 16.3, and currently we're using the 12 volt output, as that's showing 12 volts in the output status. If I press the power button once, it brings up the actual status of that device, and the 12 volt power supply is delivering 1.10 amps to the monitor. If I unplug that 12 volts, you should see that current drop back off to 0. So you've got 12 volts and you've got 8 volts available on the top of the device. On the side of the device we've got our DTAP output, and DTAP again could be used to provide power for lights, but typically they are provided with the base socket here, which plugs onto the device. So if I just show you here on the portable lamp I've got here, so this device will run on a DTAP output or through the 5.5 by 2.5 connection from this battery plate to the lamp. So if I plug this in using a V-mount, lock that in place, locks in place with a little pin, and now if I turn on the power supply and I turn on my lamp, press the power button, it shows me the condition of the output, and if I just bring the lamp over so we can see this on the desktop, the current from the DTAP is the top one is 1.6 amps, and that was the lamp running at fairly low power. But if I turn up the power of the lamp, you'll be able to see the power increase. So currently the output power from the battery is 3.59 amps, and the lamp is running at 100% brightness, and this is the Weelight Ninja 200 watt lamp. So that is the power being supplied from the V-mount battery to the Weelight Ninja 200. If you're using a DSLR to record video, etc., then normally you'll be using a dummy battery box because of the probably extended time that you'll be shooting. So you can get DTAP to dummy battery box, but be careful that you do get the correct type of DTAP converter. Some claim to be 8.4s with a converter inside the dummy battery, but I have bought some on Amazon that don't have any reduction in that dummy battery. So you're getting the full 14 volts output from the DTAP battery across the output terminals of your dummy battery, and it will destroy your camera. So it's worth double checking that they do supply a 8.4 volt from 14 volt conversion in this device. So this one does in fact have 8.4 DTAP, and it is this particular one does have the converter inside, so I'm putting 14.4 volts in from DTAP, and it's supplying 8.4 volts to the camera through the dummy battery. This one again bought on Amazon, again doesn't have a converter inside, so it's straight DTAP to DTAP output voltage. So if you plug this into your camera, it would certainly destroy it as you're putting 14 volts. So I really don't know why they are selling these as DTAP dummy battery boxes. They are not providing the correct potential, so be aware of it if you are using DTAP dummy battery conversion. Typically they can be used on portable lighting rigs like this iFootage SL1 60DN, so 60 watt light, and again can be powered from a DTAP battery and used as a running gun light, or you can put it on a light stand with the socket there so you can stand that up, but they can be powered from these DTAP batteries. Now, a useful feature on this particular V-mount battery is the fact that you've not only got 8.4 volts available from the socket on the top to power your camera directly, but you've also got USB-A and USB-C on the side of the device. So here we've got the USB-A and USB-C And this supports all the QC2 and QC3 output power levels, and also all of the PD output voltages from this device. So dependent on whether your peripheral is taking 15 volts, 12 volts, 9 volts, 5 volts, the battery converter here will sense that voltage needed, negotiate the correct voltage and provide that from the output. So it does support all the quick charge protocols. You can use this to power your smartphone or your peripherals, but if you're using both sockets together, it disables the quick charge facility, so you'll only get 5 volts from each output if you want to use both simultaneously. But again, you've got QC2 and QC3 through the USB-A if you want to charge your phones through quick charge using a USB-A to USB-C adapters. Useful device. You can power your laptops and your cameras and your smartphones from USB-C on this device. Now, I was provided this battery to review for you by Neewer, but as with all my reviews, they are fully independent, not coloured at all by that fact that I've been provided this free of charge. You'll get my honest review of this device and show its features and any weaknesses that I find during that testing process. To charge the battery in the PS099E V-mount battery, you can either use the DTAP input or you can use the USB-C input. If you're using USB-C, then you can plug a 65 watt charger into this device in the side there, and if we turn our attention to the display, you can see that the battery is charging and it gives you the current battery voltage. And you can see the input on USB-C is at 14.9 volts, so it's using the 15 volts PD to charge the device. If we were to look at the possibility of charging this through the DTAP, you can use the supplied DTAP adapter here. We'll plug into the socket on the side of the battery, and the other side you will plug in the male plug of the charger, and this one is a 16 volt lithium ion battery charger for this device. The plugs have got a polarization pip on there which will line in with the socket on the provided lead, so you plug that into there so it locks around, and again if you turn this on, press the power button once, you can see that the 16 volts is being charged at 1.52 amps currently. If I plug my smartphone into the USB-C output via the cable, then we should be able to see the USB-C output and the power level being taken by that device. So let's just plug this Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra into the power bank. You can see it's gone in quick charge mode, and if we look at the USB-C status, you can see that it's demanding 9 volts and currently at 0.98 amps. So that is the current status of the charge from the V-mount power battery into the smartphone. It's using 9 volts at 0.98 amps. So there we are, that's the Neewer PS099E V-mount battery, 99 watt hours, so just within the specification for carry-on luggage on aircraft. Very useful device for the fact you've got the two output ports there, 12 volts and 8 volts. You've got the DTAP at 14 volts output. You've got the connections across the bottom which provide 14 volts for lamps, and of course you've got your USB-A and USB-C socket on the side so you can charge phones, laptops or run other peripherals from the PD output. I'll put links to the product page for this device in the video description below. You can check out the current prices in your particular country. So that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Please do take care, and I hope to see you all very, very soon. Goodbye for now.